Stop the cap.
Mm. A sister sent me a message and she asked me to please address this. And she gave me a link to an IG of Lori Harvey's dating history. And it starts off going back 2018. And first guy she was dealing with that was public was some light skinned dude. Then it was like Trey Songz, Future, Diddy, Michael B. Jordan, and then this other guy. And I know there's somebody in there I'm probably missing. Don't care because I don't really follow her. But she wanted me to address some of the comments that some of the women are saying. And some women get it and some women don't. I would argue that most women don't get it. And unfortunately, this is black women in the comment sections that are looking at Lori Harvey like, this is empowering. I don't know how many times it has to be said that women cannot do what men do. And I don't know why black women in particular have this level of penis envy and want to do what men do. And then we end up having conversations later on about how women are different and they're wired differently and everything. But you all are always trying to do what men do. Now, let me say this. Lori Harvey is a celebrity. Her stepdaddy is Steve Harvey. The way that celebrities move, technically speaking, shouldn't be the model for everybody else. They can move differently. And I feel like a lot of people put normal people standards on celebrities, and it's like you really can't. But then by the same token, you get a lot of people that will look at celebrities and act like what they do is something that a normal person can do. And that's just simply not the case. We saw this with Sierra, and her, getting with, after getting with Future and then going off and getting with Russell Wilson. And now you got, single moms all over the black community who think, that, that's a very likely possibility that they can go out here, get with, a street dude or a dusty dude or a man that's not all that highly respected in, conventional circles, and then go out there and then get a man who's respected in conventional circles. And it does not work like that. The other thing is Lori Harvey in any other conversation is a light-skinned bitch. So why I see a bunch of black and brown faces, of black women in the comment section acting like, this is some sort of like this is something for you all to celebrate is just dumb. And this is why, as much as you'll have women who run around and scream about, colorism, again, it all depends on what the topic is, how you feel, which determines whether somebody is in or outside of black womanness. And a lot of times you all run around and somebody's calling me, but you um will qualify women in and out of, blackness, at your convenience. You'll qualify women based on how you culturally identify with them. Same thing with Jada Pinkett. You identify with Jada Pinkett's attitude, and you identify with Jada Pinkett's sass, and Jada Pinkett's, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to do what I want to do and all that. Right. And then this is a light skinned woman. But then when men go and pick a light skinned woman, you'll scream, colorism. And truth be told, light skinned women ain't really winning like that. You know what I mean? I've seen posts from light skinned women talking about how, black men are leaping over them to get to women that are completely outside the race. Like that whole light skin thing, that was like late 80s, early 90s, sort of thing. Now dudes, when they say passport bros, like they're going completely, overseas. And again, pretty much every woman outside of, the African American community is going to arguably be seen as lighter unless you're going, to the, Democratic Republic of the Congo, to find some chick, or Jamaica, or something like that. But pretty much every other woman on the face of the planet is gonna be, a colorism argument. But the reason why I say like these light skinned women are not winning is because, What black men are trying to get away from is the behavior and the culture. And light-skinned black women still share the same culture that black men don't like that exists even in dark-skinned black women. It's still the same culture, which again is what you all are identifying with when you see these, women basically breaking, conventions and norms and stuff like that. And it's very, confusing, or at the very least, I mean, it's not confusing to me, but it's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? Lori Harvey is not a dark-skinned black woman. So dark-skinned black woman should not be up there, co-signing anything that she's doing. This is, I mean, if anything, what the men are saying about Lori Harvey right now is a L for light-skinned women. And you all need to leave it in its lane, but you don't leave it in its lane, and then you run around acting like, these women are black. Now, I'm not saying that black men are going to base what women they deem light skin or dark skin based off of what black women, are, who they co-sign. But I'm just saying, it would be nice if there was a little bit more consistency, in terms of, what a woman is, because guaranteed, if guaranteed you're having a conversation about something else, y'all will be quick to bring up Lori Harvey and light-skinnedness. And if she did something foul or something, you'd be screaming, don't bring that over to dark-skinned black women. But yet you identify with, what you perceive to be some sort of empowerment because she's out here, smashing up on, all these very public, figures, of black men. Now, this is where the problem comes in. And this is where black women really do fail because they do not understand discretion. They just don't. Y'all just don't. And it's cultural. Chloe, who I don't agree with, on a lot of things, but I can't sit there and deny she's kind of like Samantha Cooker in a way where when she's addressing women about things that women get wrong, I have to agree with her. But her assessment about black men are always going for the low hanging fruit and everybody's a dusty and, assuming, the black male psychology is just off sometimes. And I can't agree with her. But on what she's saying about, or what she said about Lori Harvey, I mean, I got a phone call, about this whole Lori Harvey thing because somebody didn't know that Lori Harvey was making men sign NDAs. These like $1 million NDAs if they open their mouth about what went down, that, she would sue them, which again, if she's messing with all these men, like Michael B. Jordan could eat $1 million. That's nothing to him. Future could eat $1 million. That's nothing to him. Diddy, he could eat $1 million, right? So, the idea that $1 million is going to separate any of these men from opening their mouth about Lori Harvey is just dumb to me. You know what I mean? Here's $1 million. They make more money off of the tabloids or whatever the hell that they gotta say. But I think it's kind of stupid where, Lori Harvey goes up there and she makes these men sign NDAs and then again makes a very public spectacle of the relationships that she's in and when she breaks up with these guys. Bottom line, Lori Harvey now has a bunch of very public dicks that everybody knows that she sat on. Okay, it's like, what is it? What is it? Like 6 or 7 men, something like that. Very public dicks. And this is where women mess up. Because basically now Lori Harvey is, she's an industry thought. You know what I mean? And then, that's going to be even possibly a problem if she decides to get married to whoever she gets married to and has kids. You know what I mean? The kids go and look up their mom and it's her standing next to another nigga. All over the internet. You were with Michael B. Jordan? Oh, you were this guy. Oh, you were dating. Oh, you were this guy. Oh, you were that guy. The way men view that, and I don't know why women don't understand this shit. Men don't want to know about the other dicks that you were sitting on. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. Our brains start doing all type of calculations and shit and and the demons get to us and whatnot, and is she for the streets? How many other people did she have sex with? Blah, 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 blah. Is she easy? Did I get it too easy? Am I being too nice to her? Am I a sucker ass nigga? Did they get her off of the strength of nothing? Blah 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 blah. Like all this stuff starts going through your head. And the worst dude that she fucked with, was Future. That was the absolute worst, guy, that she dealt with was Future. Because Future, you know, I mean, here you have a man that has multiple kids with multiple women, right? And it's like, Future, if he's got multiple kids with multiple women, you already know that he likes running up in bitches raw. So, regardless of the fact that Lori Harvey didn't get pregnant, you know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is that you got with Dirty Dick Future, right? There's other things that you can catch other than a baby. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's not a good look. You know, messing with men of all various classes, it's just not a good look because typically those men don't even like each other. You know what I mean? And now arguably people will say, well, Future is the same class and he's got millions of dollars and, he's not a dusty, but we all know what Future represents. He represents the streets. And again, this goes back to the whole thing where, you go back, a couple decades ago, you couldn't get with somebody like prominent. You couldn't get with their daughter, somebody, whose father was a multimillionaire. You didn't have access to the shit like that. But now, because street culture got thrown in the forefront and, Future and the music and hip hop culture is out there, like now, any one of these rappers, can just grab, a what would in any other community be a black socialite or a black aristocratic girl and get with them, and it just sullies the whole things because it's just the whole class dynamic. And this is like what I try to explain to sisters a lot of times, because a lot of times they want to have the status of white womanhood, but they don't engage in any other behavior. And then the women that have this like high profile, that literally you can't blame poverty, you can't blame the black community is broken. Lori Harvey has everything at her disposal, and this is what she engages in, right? And that's that. I don't care what anybody says. Future is going to be a blemish, on her report card. Always will be. Now, as it pertains to Michael B. Jordan and the other people, Diddy's, that's kind of weird to me, but I'm saying all the other people, they're industry people, not that big of a deal. But the issue is the number and the fact that all these men, that have been with Lori Harvey, this shit is public. So while everybody's like, oh, she was in a relationship, don't nobody believe that none of these folks was hitting that shit. Nobody believes that. These are basically public confirmed dicks that she sat on. And that's going to be her reputation. It's too many men and too short of a time, that people can confirm. And I can't emphasize that word enough. It's about what can be confirmed. It's not about what the actual number is. You know what I'm saying? Again, what you don't know really can't hurt you because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just speculating, but you don't know. Confirmed information is totally different from speculation. And I don't know why there's so many sisters that don't understand that. They don't know how to be discreet about their shit. Lori Harvey could have been the biggest thought ever, and everybody's just wandering around. Oh, who's she dating? Who's she with? Oh my God, who's she dating? Who's she with? We don't know who she with. We don't know what's going on with her. And she would have been the mysterious woman that everybody would have been running around pedestalizing because she would have been seen as like this, unobtainium, right? But that's not what she's seen as now. Now she's seen as an industry thought that goes around, like a vampire who's going to be my next victim. That's what the shit looks like. And like Chloe said in her video, like, yeah, you can, run around and play when you're 22 years old. You know what I mean? But Lori Harvey, what is she, like 20, 27, something like that now? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, now, biological clock ticking, as the white boys like to say, the wall, all that stuff. You don't want to end up like, what's her name? Fucking Ebony K. Williams, and you got to go out there and get in vitro and inject yourself and all that shit. You want to do all that? And then everybody's like, oh, they got time. But, I don't know who's gonna. I mean, in other words, people are talking about it and saying it's too many people because that's what it looks like. People can just sit there and rattle off the top of their head every man that she's been with, over the last, 5 years. That's not a good look. I don't care what anybody wants to say. It's not a good look. All y'all sisters that think it's a good look, it's like, yeah, and that's why chances are you got a reputation and you got niggas at the barbershop talking about you, and your name is Big Booty Keisha, and five of the niggas in the barbershop been with your ass. You know what I mean? And there may be some guy, he moves into town or some shit like that. You know what I mean? He meets you, at a bar somewhere, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then, he goes to the barber shop. He's like, yeah, man, I met this girl, man. She fly. And he's like, what she look like? You know what I mean? Well, I mean, she, real pretty, dark skin. You know what I mean? She got a fat ass. And niggas is sitting there thinking, okay, there's only like 10 fat ass bitches in this town. Okay, they got a real nice ass that's worth mentioning, worth bragging about. Okay. All right, so I done narrowed it down to the handful of women. Okay, all right, and it's like, what kind of car she drive? Oh, she drive a Mazda. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we know who you fucking with. Yeah, I smashed her before. You know what I mean? And then niggas get real quiet and shit. Niggas, and then you know what they're gonna do? This is what niggas do. Niggas don't say shit. They just let the nigga tell the story. You know what I mean? They acting like they don't know what he's talking about. Oh, word. Nah, you don't say. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, she was this, she was that. Oh, word. Because they want to know what the fuck the bitch been doing. So he up there talking, just running at the mouth, not knowing that, that barber chair done smashed, the other barber chair done smashed, the nigga, reading the fucking magazine, he done smashed and shit like that. And they just gonna let him rattle off. You know what I mean? And then maybe if he's cool at some point and comes in the inner circle, motherfuckers gonna break it to him. And I'm gonna tell you when it happens, when the dude stops fucking with the bitch. Then niggas tell you everything. They was like, oh man, see, I ain't want to say nothing, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I smashed, my boy smashed, da 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 da. And I'm telling you, as a person that has had that happen to them. I'm sitting there feeling myself, chick all on me at the party, and I'm like, yeah, man, go back, smash, feeling like I won something. Nigga, please. Them motherfuckers was on the basketball court the next day. Like, he smashed, and he smashed. Man, I was like, God damn. Felt like a sucker ass nigga, you know? And you sitting there thinking like whether you want to continue this shit as a relationship or anything semi-serious or see where things go and whatnot, and you don't even know that this was went down. I was a young man when that happened. And it happens to the best of us. It happened, there's no, and at some point you're gonna find out the real deal. When it comes to life, you're gonna find out the shit. You're not fucking special. You know what I mean? You don't have any special magical powers. You didn't mesmerize her with your essence and shit like that. Nah, the bitch was, fucking for the streets. And that's what it is. And women, they do not get this. They keep thinking, they're like, I cringe whenever I hear women talk about, I fucked him. I fucked him. Like, you don't fuck anybody, chick. You get fucked. You don't fuck anybody. The hell are you talking about? Like I fucked him and I discarded him. Like, you can't discard a dude. He's look, at the end of the day, he still got you. What don't you understand about that? This is how the shit works in the realm of men. There is no pussy that goes out here and conquers dicks. It doesn't work that way. But hey, you can't tell these modern women and feminists that shit. They'll go out here and talk about how like they got notches underneath their belt. I'm like, you don't get notches underneath your belt. You become the community bicycle. Because I mean, the fact of the matter is men, if the woman is not hideous, men will smash. This is you're not conquering dick. You didn't have to go up to him and spit game, and talk him out of his boxers. It doesn't work like that. A woman is supposed. This is the whole thing with the women being the prize. How can you be the prize if you're so easily won? Why do y'all not understand these concepts? And probably because you think it's defined by the patriarchy. No, you can argue that, but it's defined by biology. You know what I'm saying? Like like men will smash, and it's not some like hard thing to comprehend. You know what I mean? Like if I walk down the street and I point to a chick and say, "Will you fuck me right now?" She's either going to get offended, slap me in the face, call her brother, call, somebody, you know what I mean? Say that I was sexually harassing her, that it was attempted rape, all this type of bullshit. You as a woman, you could walk up to a random dude on the street and be like, "I want you to fuck me, right now. Hotel room, whatever, right now." Okay? And, if it wasn't for all the cameras on Instagram, I remember when women would, they would have pranks and women would actually do that and the dudes would be down. You can't conquer dick as a woman because we don't have all that shit where we need to have emotional connections and shit like that in order to bust a nut. We don't need all that. Busting a nut is busting a nut. It's like an itch, a scratch. It's like when you're hungry and then you go and you eat fucking McDonald's, even though the McDonald's, it filled you up. It wasn't the most satisfying. You would much rather have a T-bone steak, but hey, food is food. Like, that's how men look at pussy. Now, granted, are there women that are more desirable than others and prettier than others and the prettier the woman? And one of the main reasons why men want pretty women, because the prettier the woman, the more fierce the nut. It's just the truth. Fucking the ugly chick, you like, I don't know, you feel bad about fucking the ugly chick. You're like, oh, God, when is it going to be over? I just want to get this nut off. And then you get the nut off. But when you fuck a bad bitch that nobody else has access to, it is a deep sense of fucking satisfaction that's unparalleled. It's unmatched. But y'all don't understand that because you're not men. And this is where you all get caught up because you're so busy trying to be these little social justice warriors and try to prove everything is equal between men and women that you end up in situations where, you think you're winning and you're not. And the Lori Harvey situation is a situation where, she probably thinks that she's winning and she's not. Again, like, the mentality of, black women, the mentality, culturally speaking, of any woman that has anything to do with street culture, African American, it's trash. It's literally trash. And men are saying, they're like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Because this is not going to work in your favor. We're telling you. And y'all just be whatever. Y'all be on some, we going to do whatever. Then when it comes wifey time and you're not getting wifed up, then you're bitching and you're, throwing out all these accusations and shit. And it's like, chick, we done told you. We told you. But, I already know that, it ain't going to change. Clearly there's dissension in the ranks when it comes to women on this subject, and I don't know why there's so many women that constantly try to fight the universe. The women are out here thinking that they can do exactly what men do. No, you cannot. Men don't desire women who've been with a bunch of men. We don't look at a woman that's been with a bunch of men and then be like, oh my God, I want to be with her. Why are all these other men surrounding her and with her? Oh my God, there must be something special about her. Okay, we don't equate a woman's value, or the idea that she has increased value based on the number of men that she's been with. Her value goes in the opposite direction because men have too much access to her. Then in comes questions of, her, fidelity if you're with her. Then comes in questions of whether the children that you have with her are actually yours if she's promiscuous like that. You see? But when you all look at a man, and y'all can deny it all you want, okay? Men know that you gotta damn near get a bitch to get bitches. When you got a girlfriend, it's like women come out of the motherfucking woodwork. But when you're single like a dollar bill, women find out that you ain't got nobody, they question your value. They're like, oh, well, there must be something wrong with you if no woman wants you. That's how women look at men that don't have any women. But when it comes to women that have a bunch of men look at them like they have less value. It works in opposite directions. When men have a bunch of women, he is seen as being more valuable. When a woman has a bunch of men, she's just simply seen as the town prostitute. It's just what it is. Y'all want to fight with the universe? You want to bitch? Oh, it's not equal. Okay, then you can bitch all you want. This ain't gonna change. Watch, guaranteed. A couple months from now, Lori Harvey gonna be doing some sort of interview and trying to challenge the shit and have all these stupid beliefs in her head, and probably stupidly for an interview or for a magazine or a podcast, come online and say, well, I don't see why this man, I don't see, she gonna come out and say some stupid shit. And it's going to expose. It's like, oh, chick, you don't fucking get it. And then black men are going to open their mouths and they're going to speak and they're going to lay out all the shit that she doesn't get. And then the black women are going to come online and they're going to be like, you all are just a bunch of misogynistic pigs and showing your chauvinism and you just trying to oppress women, and black men just want to control black women's sexuality. Like, they're going to come online and they're going to be bitching, saying all that shit. I guarantee you, because, I ain't no dudes might be lining up to smash Lori Harvey. But at this point, are they going to be lining up to try to wife Lori Harvey? Probably not. Probably not. Lori Harvey still looks good. You look at the photos of her and everything. It's like, damn, that's a bad bitch. But are dudes going to be like, yeah, I want to put a ring on it after Michael B. Jordan been with it, P. Diddy been with it, Tory Lanez been with it, not Tory Lanez, I said Tory Lanez, fucking Trey Songz been with it, Future been with it, right? Right? And then whoever that dude that she dated in 2018, which is light-skinned nigga, he been with it. You know what I mean? And again, it's the fact that it's so public. It's not the fact that a chick fucks 7 dudes. That ain't a whole bunch of dudes. At least I don't think so. I know some dudes will be like, I only want virgins. Like, that's whatever, nigga. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, if, discreet, if a chick fucks 7 dudes, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say that's her actual number. But the average dude, you might only know about 3 of them. So in your head, it's 3. And that's for you to determine whether it's too much or not. I don't know any dudes that are actually out here looking for fucking virgins. A lot of dudes complaining they don't like virgins because they're sexually inexperienced. And the older you get, you ain't got the patience to deal with a virgin, nor do you want to make the investment to deal with, with a virgin, nor do you want to deal with all the emotional shit. Because like a chick that you can fuck a chick that's already got bodies on her, and then you could, not deal with her the next day if you don't want to deal with her. Bitch, you grown, you fuck, I ain't the first person you fuck, deal with it. But when you go out there and you dealing with a virgin, and then you go through all the motions to be her first, and then, just walking away, unless you're just a heartless motherfucker, you ain't gonna just walk away, like that, because, that can cause some serious permanent psychological damage for you to just go in there and then smash and act like you don't care about the bitch the next day. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes, The chick says virgin, and motherfuckers like, oh, let me leave, let me roll the fuck out. And especially those of us who have had virgins when we were younger. Okay. So it's not some shit I'm looking to get. Man, I'm looking for a virgin so I could get that notch underneath my belt. I already got that notch underneath my belt, more than one. So I'm not looking for that. You know what I mean? But other dudes, mileage may vary or whatever. But I don't know a whole bunch of dudes saying I'm looking for a virgin. They might look for that for a wife, but they're not looking for that for, casual sexual relationships. But no, it's not a good look for Lori. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about the female empowerment camp. These women, there's going to be a lot of single women in the near future. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot more than there already are. And they're going to be complaining, they're going to be bitching, and they're going to be trying to hide their past, and they're going to try to reframe, and it's going to be too late. Dudes are going to either be, overseas, abroad, elsewhere, or choosing to be single. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, that's all I got to say. That's all I got for y'all. That's my video, SWPL. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe.